Okay, hi and welcome to the channel. Today I just want to talk to you about Polaroid films today. Now, as you can see, I have an array of things in front of me, and one is the original packaging to Polaroid. Now, when they were originally produced, they did actually have what we call an expiry date. Okay, so this one here is 0998. Other than that, it doesn't say too much. It does tell you how to store this packet if you're not going to use it. Okay, and they do recommend that it is certain temperatures that it's stored in, purely because of the way that the pack, actually the chemical reaction within the print works. Okay, so these are newer ones. This one isn't open. I just did a quick damage report to make sure that this was sealed correctly. There was no holes or rips or anything like that, because if the air and the light get in, then obviously your pack will start to develop. Those chemicals will start to spread within the prints. It is a very slow process. So when I say start to spread, I don't mean it sort of seeps out and then it's done. It's a very, very minor, short process. Now, on here, it tells you that it takes 10 to 15 minutes. In my experience, they've normally taken a bit longer. And what I tend to do is I would put my empty box over the slot where the prints come out of on the camera. Stick that there so that as I shoot, the print goes into the box. Okay, so you're putting them into darkness, which helps to just make that process better, essentially. Okay, and if you're not using this, it does say best stored refrigerated. Okay, so not in a fridge that's going to go too cold, and do not freeze them, because that, unfortunately, you will damage your packet. The other thing is they no longer come with an expiry date. However, they do come with a production date, which is the 11th, 17th on this one. So when you go to buy it, in the small print down here, it does say do not freeze, best used within 12 months of production. So what they're saying here is that if you want the best quick picture quality out of your Polaroid camera, use within 12 months of that production date. So when you buy a Polaroid film, always check your production date, because if you've bought it from a seller who maybe hasn't rotated their Polaroids film packs, then you might get one that's already a year out of date, essentially. So the first thing you do is to check that production date. The second thing you to do is to go around and check your packaging. Hasn't got any rips, tears, holes, anything, any puncture holes, anything like that. Now, before I opened this one, I did note that I have corner squashed here. I have a corner squashed here, and the packaging was also slightly bloated. Okay, and I did check, this was completely sealed here, but it had been sealed with slightly too much air, so I was a little dubious as to whether I was actually going to get a good print out of this or not. Now, I don't use these as proper film packs. I use them more to replicate problems within Polaroids, so that I can help a customer when there's a problem, and I also use them as testing. Okay, so when you get your pack out, this is what your pack will look like. So you've got a black cover, that comes out first. And as you can see, I was busy using this as a testing thing the other day. I was trying to replicate a Polaroid being jammed up, as you will see in my previous video, which I did successfully. So this is what it should look like. Obviously, these are the ones that I've used for the time being. And because I kept putting them in and taking them out and putting them in and taking them out and putting them in and taking them out, you can see that they didn't expose properly, and they did exactly what I needed them to do, which was to jam the camera up. Okay, so that's a lot of the reason why cameras jam up and why they don't expose and that sort of thing. Okay, so please, you know, check your production date. That is one of the most important. Okay, and in fact, there's the actual flap. That must have been a different one that I used, a different card one. So that's what they now look like. Okay, and I keep them because they help me out when I'm testing. Okay, so you also get a little production guide as well, which you could read at your leisure if you want to. I have already, and on the back it does say do not shake, which is what we used to do with the old ones, and shield from light. So using the box trick against the camera will ensure you get the best quality out of your film pack. Okay, so that is a good idea to do that. Now, when you run out of prints, don't throw this away. And as you can see, I've got this marked up as 600 because the battery that's actually under there that operates the flash and the camera is actually still got some life in it. So I keep them till they die basically, and then I throw them away. It just helps in the fact that I do sell a lot of cameras. I have been selling them for many, many years now. So I do keep them till they die because it's cheaper. If I go out and buy this, it's going to cost me $17.99. I think I paid for this on New Year's Eve because I was trying to replicate a problem that a customer had. So I had to go all the way over to Basingstoke to pick up a film pack from Jessup, in which I bought two. I thought, well, you know, let's just buy two. Now, there are another design that you can get called Mission Impossible. Impossible Mission. Apologies there to the company, who have changed their name to Polaroid's Original. Okay, so they are the same company. They do make the same film. There's two different types of packaging out there. The thing you have to remember when buying this packaging is to check your production date. Make sure you store it correctly and also use within a year. Now they say for the best quality, so what they're saying to you is if you leave it for more than a year, the quality will drop slightly, unfortunately, because of the way this film pack develops. It's got chemicals, and it normally has a chemical chain reaction, which I find quite difficult to actually explain. So if you go to my website, you will see a better explanation of how these actually work. Now, this is an expired pack. And as you can see, some are overexposed, some are underexposed, some literally just don't have enough chemicals because they've degraded over time. The rollers have pushed it out, but there's not enough there to do the whole picture. And this is my office, that's my bin. That's stock that should have gone on eBay weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks ago. And those is my filing system where I keep tools, things like that. Okay, this was inside my light tent, and as you can see, because it's too light inside my light tent, because it has LED lighting, it's gone a bit orangey, unfortunately. And these just didn't, as you can see, expose. So don't buy expired packs if you can help it. So try and avoid the original Polaroid packs. They are the original, but they come with an expiry date. Okay, so as you can see, this one is nice and sealed. I'm not going to open this one. This won't expire this won't expose anyway because it's so old. It will do probably the same as what this one's done, where it's got chemicals that have deteriorated over time. Okay, so the main things from your video today are: check your packaging, make sure there's no damage. If there's damage in, return it straight to the person that you bought it from, and store it in the proper way. Here it just says best stored refrigerated. Okay, and use within 12 months of the date for the best quality. Okay, so if you want really good quality, make sure it's within 12 months of the production date. All right, so if that was helpful, and as you can see, I'm just plonking it everywhere, please give our channel a subscribe. Hit the like button if you like what you see, and if you found this informative and if you found this helpful, because we are here just to try and help the customers. And you lot have a good day.